So, what's it called? No, looks good. Okay.
Wow, we're really doing this. This is great.
Come on, man.
Let me know when you're on live.
Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to Don't Steal This Podcast on the Black Print Network. I am Justin, J5, whatever you want to call me. I'm recovering from like a really bad cold, and we'll talk about that later.
That's why we're sitting close together.
Yeah, well, I'm good now, but I was worse last week. We were supposed to shoot this a couple of days ago, and I got sick. Obviously, I'm here. MC is where he loves to be, in the control room.
Yes. Way more preferred. Can't see me, but just use theater of the mind.
He loves being in the control room, and, you know, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because as we said before, this is a podcast where we're going to have a revolving door of hosts and guests and people coming through. And we got my good friend, my best man right here, the boy Pafifi. Pat, what's going on, brother? I got to say, you were the first white person that's ever been on the show.
I realized the problem with these mics. I thought they were Bode, but they're Rode.
The road, yes. Not the clothing.
Is that? I actually don't even. I've never said that brand out loud before. Is that? How
is it Bodie or is it Bodie?
Bodie?
I don't know.
I'm very happy to be here as the inaugural white.
Yeah, the inaugural Kraga
That's
to join the show.
Is it really? Is that true?
Yes, we have never had. When we did Black Print Radio, we had It's the Real on there.
Yeah.
They were our first.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what I was thinking of.
But
yeah.
this isn't Black Print Radio. This is Don't Steal This Podcast. We've still never had a white person on Black Print proper.
No, I don't think so. We had It's the Real. We had Matt Fastow. Shout out to Matt.
Yeah,
it was
Matt.
His birthday the other day.
Yep.
I can't remember anybody else.
Yeah, we've never.
I'm gonna fact check that because I want to make sure we're not excluding anybody here.
If it is true, congratulations on setting an average bar.
You were supposed to be the inaugural guest of Don't Steal This Podcast. Quick fun fact.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
and
co-inaugural guest. It didn't happen.
Well, we're gonna go back in and we're gonna re-record that. I talked about that last episode. Me, Eric, and Pat, we did a whole almost 2 hours that is lost to the ether. I don't even know if Mark still has it.
It was
saved.
great too. It was great.
You can't actually hear me, so like it actually might be more. You can't hear me at all because I had the dead mic and you guys had the good mics. So,
Eric got a few off. Don't tell him I said that.
He really did, and we're gonna have Eric back really soon. We're gonna have a really cool lineup. We had an episode with Armand last week. Armand Sadler,
Yes,
our good friend. Thank you so much, Armand, for coming on the show, and thank you everybody that listened to it and just really enjoyed, all the stuff we talked about. Very personal. I want to get personal today because this is the perfect day to do this and to just talk about all the stuff that's going on. But again, welcome Pat to the show.
Thank you.
And you're gonna be around for a lot of
yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm prepared to be here every week if I have to be.
Okay, cool. Fuck it. Let's do it. Fuck it. As I said before, we were supposed to record this a couple days ago. I got sick, and nothing like really hit home that I'm like getting older than the fact that like getting a cold put me on my fucking ass last week. Like I was like huffing for air. I couldn't fucking breathe. I was like, it felt like the flu, but it really wasn't. Like it was like a cold. It was just like the worst cold ever, unless it's like the new like RSV cold or some shit.
You did sound like shit when I talked to you on the phone.
Yeah.
And that was Saturday.
And we were supposed to go see Flight Risk.
We were going to go see Flight Risk, starring some bigots.
Wait, Topher
actually,
Grace.
No, sorry.
Topher Grace isn't a bigot.
Starring one and made by another.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. And then like basically everybody like had a decent enough reason to flake.
Yeah.
And so it was a great collective flake.
Well, listen, what's the flake zone for common relationships, especially within the guys, within the boys? Like the flake list for me and you and in our friend group is that we always know that Eric will flake.
Well,
that usually is the
usually, and it depends on usually. Yes, but he's gotten better, I will say, and also
you've gotten worse. He's gotten better.
That's true. Yeah, that is
you want to talk about the time when you flaked on me really hard?
That was really bad.
Ago?
I was gonna save this for later in the podcast, but I have recently ordered a gift for you that is not is not here yet.
Okay,
but for For my 3 strikes last year.
Let me tell you, Mark, about this particular flake, okay?
This was hang on. This was after 2 phone calls I'd made to Justin earlier in the year, both of which were among the most dire of my life,
to say the least.
I mean, the ones
I didn't count those against you,
No,
though.
I know. I'm just saying it adds up if you see the forest for the trees, and
So
I will say before the story gets started, 1, we listen and we don't judge on the flake because sometimes the flake is necessary. 2, we actually,
this wasn't a flake. This was just me. Like, this was bad.
it was bad. It was bad, Mark. I was pretty mad.
I felt so bad. Oh.
I don't usually get mad at Pat often, but I was pretty upset at him that day because what movie was it that we were supposed to go see? It was last year.
It was MaXXXine.
MaXXXine. The MaXXXine was last summer, and I was like, usually when I say I'm gonna go, I rarely ever flake. If I say like I'm gonna be there, when have I ever flaked? Like literally never.
No, you're like a flaking lieutenant. Like if somebody wants to, like if somebody initiates the flake, and you want to, you're really good about pulling the cord.
like back in the bed.
Yeah. Like when I called you, even if you hadn't been sick the other night, I was like, I mean, it's Saturday night. I know he kind of wants to stay home and not watch this like movie that's going to be.
I was ready to go.
I was too. I'm just saying, that's just like how it.
So
it goes.
So pretty much, right, Mark? I was like, I want to go see MaXXXine. I'm not sure if Jessica, my wife, wants to go. You know what I mean? I'm not really clear if she wants to go. She really liked X. She really liked what was it, Pearl. I don't know if she wants to go to Mexico, but so we go to movies together, right?
Are these all horror movies?
Yes.
Okay.
So, well, MaXXXine was kind of like
titles, and I'm like, they sound
a little bit. I actually wanted Mark to go see the monkey with us the other week.
I know.
And then Mark, I was like, Pat calls me, Mark. He's like, yo, the line's too long. Like, we gotta go now. And I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, let me see if Mark can fucking go. Mark says,
I'm looking at Mark Instagram. He's 1 minute ago uploaded a video of the Heat playing.
screaming at my TV. I am completely okay with a flop. For any of my friends that if we have plans the week before, we have plans for the next week, and you're just like a little bit anxious and you just don't want to do it. Please flop. Oh my god.
No, but I wanted Mark to go. Like because the thing is, I want Mark to like.
It was the Beyond Fest experience.
It was the experience. It's the experience. Like it's a really cool thing to go to. And Mark's like, I'm naked, bro. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go.
I was like, I'm about the lotion. So I'm super. For any of my friends that know me, I'm super descriptive of if I need to be somewhere, I'll just be like, yo, just jumped out of the shower, about to lotion up, and I'm good. I'm about to hop in the car. I'm about to 10 minutes out. I'll share my location. I'm super, because I used to be the worst about it.
I'm like, bro, all right. I was like, I felt bad, but I was like, I really want to go see the monkey. So anyway, back to the flake of the MaXXXine flake. I get up, I'm driving to go see the movie, and literally, and I guess you and our friend Wes had a conversation about how you guys were gonna flake in a text message as I'm driving to the theater.
But it was in our group text, I think, or this might have been a different one that we all flaked on.
That shows you how much they flake on me.
Okay, and that's why I said it's usually it's almost never on. I can't even think of a time it's actually.
Well, I think that Wes wanted to take his fiance.
Yeah, because MaXXXine broke containment. The ladies found out about it.
Yeah, and your girlfriend wanted to go, but you were like, well, she can't go right now, so I'm gonna go how she goes, and I'm not gonna go. And then Wes was like, well, I'm not gonna go. And me, I'm just in the car. I'm about to go check out the movie with the boys. I get there.
Justin gets all the texts at once when he gets out of the elevator.
I got out the fucking car, Mark. I'm like walking up. I check, and when I drive, I don't check my texts.
Yeah,
like I don't even look at my text when I tell my wife all the time, don't text and drive. Like I'm not looking at my text. I don't like the most I look at is like my Spotify. Like to
you put the shit on your phone that quiets it.
No, it's quiet on car mode anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't even get the vibration. So that's why I didn't feel
Gavin
it.
Newsom.
Yeah. I don't even get the vibration. So when I'm walking through the mall to get to the movie theater, and they flicked on me, and I was like, well, I guess I gotta fucking turn around and go home.
Wow.
It was insane. And Pat was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, bro,
I feel really
if
bad.
you guys are going to do this, because I live very close to the theater that we all frequent.
Yeah.
So it's like a 10-minute maybe 15-minute drive from me, but it's still a drive. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, like the flake is so crazy. Like Eric will flake while everyone is there. That's the difference. Like this was a flake in motion.
Yeah.
Eric will be like, it'll be 7:40. Movie starts at 8. It's like, man, work's crazy. Don't think I'm gonna make the Uber to get over there. And it's like, whoa, shit, we got an empty seat. It's cool.
Yeah.
This was like an in motion flake. And I think that to me is like the most annoying type of flake.
It was bad because there was no chance for you couldn't watch the movie. You weren't there yet, and you couldn't stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got dinner, and then I fucking went home.
Where'd you go?
Slice House, baby.
Was that pizza?
Yes, it's like the new hotness.
It's the only place he eats
Only pizza
in
pizza spot you
Burbank
go to?
now.
Well, I mean, not the only pizza spot.
Not only pizza spot.
It's the only spot next to the theater. I mean, we don't even gotta keep the secret. Everybody knows Burbank 16.
Yeah,
It's like
AMC
the hottest.
16.
It's
the
the
best theater in
hottest
town.
theater in
The GOAT
town.
theater in the city?
Everybody goes
Now
to
it
Burbank
is.
16.
Now it is.
Yeah, everybody. It's like it's not like a ArcLight vibe. ArcLight is like a very fancy schmancy theater we used to go to.
Okay.
But Burbank 16
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Hopefully. This is where all the actors go opening night. They go watch their movies. Like more often than not, if you're going to go see a movie Friday opening night, either the production team will be there, some of the actors will show up. Like when we went to go see Alien, I think we were maybe a day late, and we could have been in there with the director. You know what I mean? He was watching it and he did all the shit. Like they'll just pop in. So it's cool to go for the experience, like to that theater. But Slice House is fucking fire. It's like big New York slices of pizza.
Okay. Is it really New York slice of pizza?
I don't fucking know. It's greasy, so I guess it is.
Yeah, they're big. They're
Fold
big
it.
slices.
Yeah, you can fold it.
definitely fold it.
Okay.
Listen, I'm not looking for.
Some people whore out the New York name, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't have no loyalty to the New York slice.
Yeah. My only pizza thing is, you know what? I do not like deep dish. It's just a bunch of sauce.
I still got to do it.
You haven't done deep dish? Well, we went to Puzzle Pizza. That was deep dishes.
Oh, that was technically deep. Wasn't that Detroit? Wasn't that Detroit?
Oh, yeah, it was Detroit style. Yeah,
Detroit
yeah.
style. I want to do like authentic Chicago.
We should go to BJ's then. BJ's does the closest to like authentic. Fuck authentic, okay? It does the closest to Chicago style boilerplate that you can get.
The real Chicago home run is the tavern style pizza. The little squares.
Yeah.
Come on.
The squares that are like
It's
uneven and
Yeah.
shit like that. So, you know, Pat's a flaker. That's fine.
Not totally. Not regularly.
No, not regularly.
More than
but
you.
Flake nonetheless. But, you know, Pat and I have had countless stories in the past 10, 15 years that we could go on. I don't hold the flaking against you whatsoever.
I mean, Eric still has the best one where he just vanished.
Just vanish out, just randomly?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night?
He took drugs at a hotel.
Come on. Let's not talk about that when he's not here.
Sometimes he's got to do the side mission.
Let's not talk about this when he's not here.
Side missions are always fun.
On the real, Eric's vamp out, and he has to come on the show to talk about this. His vamp out moment is the reason why me and Pat became closer, because we had literally nowhere else to go. Like, I met Pat off Twitter, right? I met all you motherfuckers.
I met Eric on Twitter.
Yeah, I met all you motherfuckers. Like, Eric is legit the only person that I know that I did not meet off Twitter.
Yeah.
Legit. Like, all of my friends, I met them off Twitter mostly. Like, except, like, even Josh. Me and Josh, we met on Twitter, and, you know, that's my brother. That's my best friend too. And you're my best friend. Pat's my best friend. Eric is legit the only person that I knew in real life before any of this.
I remember Eric being stunned at the 2019 RNC cookout. He was just looking around at everybody that was here just off Twitter. He was like, "You really did all that? Damn, this is really all off social media?"
Yeah.
I mean, me and Eric were just at a baby shower this weekend, and everybody I knew at this thing was either from Twitter or I met them through the people I met on Twitter.
It's crazy. It's crazy
X.
how it's or X.
You throwing the X up?
Throwing the X up.
You should
Elon
do
got
the
you.
jump.
Wow.
No, I could do another signal.
By the way, I forgot to say we did forget somebody earlier. Very ashamed to say so. Shout out to Real Boss and Jeremy Corellis.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Krellis, 3 white people or 4 white people, 4 white people, 5, 6 where Eric comes around.
There we go.
So that's a lot of white people. We love white people, mostly.
Okay.
Speaking of social media,
fine.
we were supposed to talk about this a little bit more at length last week because it was kind of new and fresh, and now it's kind of like whatever. But TikTok died,
And came back.
and like the Undertaker came back to life.
How about the casket basket?
Reincarnated.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everybody felt when they woke up. TikTok was back on Sunday morning, whatever the fuck it was.
The TikTok drama permeated throughout all of social media, and one of the biggest displays of political theater I've ever seen in my life. And that we were all a part of it. It went down for me, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I just did something else.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, were you one of the ones that really felt bad?
I just did something else.
Did you post a screenshot?
No.
Oh, fuck, it really did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I mean, I barely post on Instagram now. I just went back to Twitter a couple days ago, and I really just shit post on there now.
How was that?
I go on there to literally troll people. Like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Did you take a walk down the street and see everything that's just like kind of like that Chappelle skit?
It's bullshit. All of social media is kind of bullshit now, except for like Blue Sky. Blue Sky is cool, but Blue Sky is also not insane enough for me.
Yeah, because nothing will ever be as unhinged as Twitter.
Nothing will be. Like, nothing on Blue Sky is crazy enough for me. Like Blue Sky is like very nice, very cool, very cordial. I go in there like, yeah, let's have a conversation. Fuck that. I want like drama. I want somebody exposing
Where's the jokes?
People. Yeah, like there's jokes, but it's like it's a very liberal skewing app. You know what I mean?
Because it's like everybody like just went to most people who are on Blue Sky are on there because they don't want to be on X, either for political reasons or for like it does suck to be on now. It isn't fun to use.
Right.
It is like, all the ads are weird and all over the place. And I don't go on there at all, really, unless I get sent a tweet. Like, I just don't go.
Well, because it's hard to, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, me and Mark did, like, it's hard to start over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very hard to start over, but it's like, TikTok was where we could all kind of converge, and I'll save videos, I'll send videos.
It also happened, like, organically, inorganically, however you want to say it. It wasn't like, oh, they turned off Snapchat, we're all going to TikTok now. That's like kind of different. Like TikTok like just kind of happened. This is even weird to think about now, but people didn't know how to edit video the same way they do now.
Right.
It's just stuff that feels, like with any tech, stuff that feels like basic now, you kind of graft it onto your memory of the past.
Yeah.
When like, this like filming yourself and like quickly cutting a video with like tons of captions all over it wasn't something like the average person knew how to do
at all
a few years ago.
But it became an innate skill, especially for Gen Z, which they make up a large part of the 170, 180. They always tout that number, million Americans that use it. And essentially it was used. Listen, I'm not giving nobody props here because at the end of the day, this shit was never going anywhere. ByteDance never had to fucking turn the shit off.
No.
And I don't see how, like, again, these places are pools for misinformation. Like, the government did not say on Sunday you gotta have this shit off. They never said that.
I think it's whatever. Maybe, web hosters have fines, whatever. I don't know enough about any of this shit. What I do know is that no press is bad press. So there's no, like, there's never even going to be a definitive why did it shut off, whether they turned it off because they thought they had to or they thought they wanted to. It's good for them if it gets turned off. Whether it's coming back or not coming back, it's better if it briefly goes off for 12 hours. It's good press.
Yeah.
I have no, like, I don't use it really. But I don't have any illusions like, I don't think like Instagram is like the cutting edge.
No.
Like, I know
but that was the main conversation was like, I don't want to go to Instagram.
Yeah, no, certainly. But like, I think there are people who are like not really aware of like how, like when Facebook comes along, it's basically over for MySpace. And when, Twitter comes along, it wasn't over, but it definitely changed the way Facebook worked because of, Facebook like it is now is not the way it was when any of us were in high school or college. It's completely different. It's like a spam website basically. And there's not, I don't know, there's a million different things you could talk about, but it looks good for the Republicans, the timing of it. It was unfortunately and needlessly set up to look good for them. I think collectively, basically anybody in charge of stuff thought that if they could successfully shut it down, the only, like, whether it's Meta acquiring ByteDance or TikTok or whatever, their only competition, or the people from TikTok just go to Reels, they're counting on making money off of this American company.
Yeah, hand over fist.
Yeah.
And now, rumored to go to Oracle, which, again, in the pocket of a lot of wealthy Republicans in itself. I mean, I know a lot of creators on TikTok that are already feeling icky about going on the platform right now. A lot of the creators that
my advice to those people would be, no conscious consumerism under capitalism. That's kind of a stupid, that's kind of like a dumb smart guy thing. But you're not gonna
it's either that or Red Note.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm looking at the list of stuff I can't buy because they donated to Trump. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go outside and eat grass or something. I can't buy any of this shit.
The craziest shit is again, we said it already, the fuck around and the find out part, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a bunch of really shitty stuff going on right now. The ICE raids, that's happening in full force. I think Chicago is set to be the biggest one this week as we speak right now.
And is a sanctuary city too.
And it's a sanctuary city, which is even shittier. And it's now people are like, oh, I didn't know. And it's this is the same... Literally 2016 all over again.
Also another reason people actually learned stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
Obviously, so generally social media is pretty bad at helping anyone learn real stuff. But people other than cleaning hacks, generations of people watch the Gaza shit happen live,
real time,
and that's. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican or nothing, or just some rich guy, that's basically bad for you in America. The fact that people can learn in real time without, the American media filtering it, that is bad for them.
Yeah, and again, there's a specific bias in our media, whether that be CNN, CBS, MSNBC, anything, Fox. Oh, how did I miss them?
They're okay.
There's an obvious bias and again, I'm not saying TikTok isn't biased, but there's always a fact check. You know what I mean? There's always a show, whether it be misinformation or information. You know what I'm saying? There's always a fact check there because one of the things on Pat that they do on TikTok is they stitch. So when someone says something stupid or someone does something that's not true, they'll stitch the truth. Yeah. So that's a big thing right now. It's right now it's the egg prices are still not low. So the people are like, well, we knew it was gonna happen like this. And then someone will stitch them saying, the eggs are so expensive from 3 months ago. And it's oh, so why did your whole mood change, right? Yeah. So again, TikTok has been kind of the source of information in a world where misinformation has run rampant for the past 5 years.
And this thing of all the tech companies are suddenly right wing. It's not really true. They've kind of been drifting that way for years anyhow.
Yeah. And I mean they don't moderate at all.
Yeah,
so
they're
inherently right wing, and they're also in the pocket of defense companies, and they're taking your information.
And they're run by everything in tech is right wing. That spoiler alert. And people are mad Spotify held some inaugural banquet or whatever. They don't pay artists enough. They've been doing that for a decade. I don't give a fuck what they're doing so they can help write some shit for Congress. I don't care. They don't pay the artists.
You're not looking forward to the high res?
Yeah, don't get mad about that. Who gives a thing? But yeah, I don't care that they gave. I don't like it. But
and I think that's really what it is.
You're not taking a stand now. The thing you use it for the people whose art you consume and claim to love, they're already getting fucked over. So don't get mad now.
Yeah, we've been getting fucked over for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and again,
crazy.
The sense, it's reminding me of 2017 all over again. I'll just blatantly put that out there. The post-nut clarity that happens literally after the inauguration every single time this motherfucker goes in office, it happens immediate and violently, because it's what made y'all think he was not gonna do any of the shit he was talking about? But ultimately, come on, man, you knew this was gonna happen. You know what I mean? You knew it was gonna happen. And
people are also mad that they can't because it's Chinese, the evil, the Chinese boogeyman. They can't talk to the boss of TikTok. Whether it's Zuckerberg or whoever the hell, they can call the manager.
Yeah.
They can't call the manager on TikTok. And they don't like that. No matter what is on there.
And ultimately, it doesn't make sense for it makes. And I'm wondering how this deal is going to shake out because they get like 70 something days, they got 60 something days for it to happen.
Or will they? My ultimate thing would be that they're going to get 70 days. They're going to punt on that.
Yep.
They're going to punt on it one more time, and then we're just going to stop hearing about it.
Yep.
It's just going to go away.
Yeah.
I bet they're not going to sell it.
There's nothing inherently beneficial for ByteDance, even money wise, for them to get from this.
No, not at all.
Like there's no money. There's not a cent that they need that's more powerful than the algorithm they have on this app. And that's why I don't think that it's in their best interest to sell. And that's why they fucking haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
That's why they've been playing chicken. And then they low-key sunned us. They sunned us. It was one of the illest moves ever because they did it and it wasn't the government and it left everyone in a sense of like confusion, right? And now they've come back. They've thanked Trump for everything. Which like
who knows how true that is or isn't. It doesn't matter because the fact that like they can say it and like put us on our heel just by saying it, which
they have the influence.
Yeah,
they have the influence to do so. And I mean, again, like I said, the creators there, that's their livelihood. So ultimately, like you said, like there's no honest consumption under capitalism whatsoever. But they're starting to notice some odd things going on in the app now, and I'm like, yeah, well, you know.
But something else has happened in the past, I mean, I was going to say days, hours, honestly, since this happened, which is fucking, what's it called? OpenSeek.
Oh, yeah. The AI shit.
So now, like, as of recording this, it's been like about, I don't know, 24, 48 hours.
48 hours
into the first 48 of OpenSeek. I don't know. Like, apparently every one of our companies needs like $100 million every hour to keep AI running. Yeah, and like China needed $5 million one time to build a better one.
They need $100 million. They need to kill trees. Yeah. And they need to make everything worse to use in order to make AI work. Yeah. Chinese people did it in a cave with rocks and sticks.
and the blue whale emoji. Yeah. That's my favorite part of it.
And they're freaking the fuck out about this shit because, again, a lot of this shit, crypto's been booming.
Yeah, it has.
It's been booming. It's gonna fall again, guys. It got to those 2020 levels, then it's gonna fall again.
Nothing was better than that Trump coin tanking as soon as the Melania one went up for sale. That shit's crazy, man.
But again, crazy. Like you're betting again. What was the biggest thing that happened during the election? It was crypto betting. That was what was carrying a lot of the...
it's not really like a coincidence that like, now sports gambling has been legalized as like, they were like, oh, wait, like this crypto thing is kind of slowing down. We might need to juice this a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Like we'll just throw this into the mix.
Let's bet on AD. Yeah. 15 rebounds.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I have a lot of vices. I'm not a gambler. I don't even know how to say that in a cool way because I just don't like do it.
I'm shocked that Mark doesn't gamble.
Nah, I'm good. I already know as soon as I get started, it's gonna be a bad road down. Yeah. I did it for a small amount of months when what was one of the first ones that started? Not FanDuel. DraftKings, where you had to draft your point guard, your shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. You got your utility player, and you just watch the points go up, go up, go up. Was cool with it for a couple months. I took one bad heartbreak and I was like, fuck this app, and just deleted it. I can't do it.
I played like Texas Hold'em in high school, like I'm sure a lot of people did, but like that's about the extent of my like I go to Vegas and I just like get too fucked up and take us to the wrong hotel. I don't lose any money. I was
gonna say y'all have plenty of Vegas excursions.
When we go to Vegas,
it's mostly just hanging out.
Yeah,
honestly, I walk past most of the tables. I don't even know how they work.
Me either. I don't know.
I don't know what the games are.
I just started learning what poker hands were when I started playing Balatro. It's like a online game. It's not online. It's like a little fucking roguelike poker game. It's been super popular. I've been playing it for about a year. I didn't know what the fuck a full house was until I started playing this shit. I put in like maybe 300 hours into Balatro and I watch it daily. I could go to a poker table now and be like, oh, that's a straight. Yeah. That's a two pair. That's I didn't know anything about it until 2024. I didn't know anything about this shit.
Well, shit, we did blackjack at the Grand Theft Auto casino.
Well, I knew that, but
I can do blackjack.
That was the first time I had ever learned about blackjack at that point. Yeah. Baccarat, all of that shit. I don't know anything.
That's bridge. That's not even a casino game.
That's high level addiction. Bridge and baccarat is high level addiction.
Yeah.
And what's the one with the
craps?
Roulette.
Yeah.
Was that's high.
Roulette. It's like people are like, it's easy. It's just black or red. I'm like, there's 1,000 numbers on that.
Exactly. How the fuck
thing.
do I know? And how do I know to bet on that? Horse betting.
Horse betting is nuts. I've actually like the little bit I know about horse betting is basically
What do they, like measure their like cocks or something? Like how do they know they run fast?
If you're a normal person, like you probably aren't going to win on horse
no,
racing.
you have to be very affluent, white, and from Kentucky to be good at horse betting.
It's such a like internationally like not. I mean, obviously it's corrupt, but like
Everything is corrupt.
It's like an old world thing. It's so like. You know,
Don't they kill the horses when they don't do well?
Not when they
That's the misinformation.
as punishment. Yeah, that's it. No, we're gonna stitch that. No. I do think that like there are some injuries on a horse that they can't fix.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just gotta fucking
To the glue factory
yeah,
with you.
yeah. I think they shoot him right there.
But like again, you know, all of this all cycles back and funnels back into capitalism and the fact that we're all getting played in some way, shape, or form. You know how else we're getting played? The fucking employment market is one of the biggest players right now. Okay, let me tell you about my life for the past 5 months.
Okay, let me hear.
I was
Well, I already know, but
I was contacted in early October 1st to be exact, by a pretty prominent company. All right? Won't say their name. They asked me to go and they asked me to interview for a role there. I interviewed for the role there. Marathon interviews, okay? 5 interviews, all right?
Is that the longest that you ever had to do with a career?
No, it hasn't. It wasn't the longest. The longest had to be the first time I ever applied to Riot Games. The first time I applied to Riot, it was like 4 or 5 panels of like 2-3 people at a time.
How long are we talking? Half hour?
Some of them were, yeah, they were really long interviews.
So like 5 half-hour interviews?
6-7 hours of your life goes to these interviews.
Yeah.
A month, almost 2 months. So I went through this panel with this company, and I had to wait until like literally like right before Thanksgiving to find out that I didn't get it. So I was pretty bummed, right? I was pretty, you know, I was like, fuck, I thought I had this. It seemed like an easy job. It seemed like it was a job that was just like, I could do it in my sleep.
Exactly.
I would have been working again. It would have been cool. I didn't get it. So I was like, all right, you know, they were very transparent at that time. And they were like, you know, this is why you didn't get it. You know, we just felt like you were, basically they said I was overqualified, which is horseshit in some way, shape, or form. Because like, if I'm overqualified, you should at least call me and be like, hey, is this something you feel like you could realistically fucking do?
or would want to do.
It would want to do
Yeah.
for, you know, and at that point, I'm like, fuck yeah, like I want to get out there. I want to get, like, I feel good knowing that I have something to do.
Yeah.
Every day, right? And like, not just this, but like, I love being busy. Like, y'all know I'm always doing something. You know what I mean? Like, this is the most that I've been kind of like, I like being productive. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, cool. You know, if there's anything else open, let me know. They hit me back up December. So we're at like 2-3, you know, months of this going on now. I had to blitz through a 5-person interview panel within 2 days that went over 8 hours. It was pretty much a work day.
Shit.
It was pretty much a work day
Wow.
between 2 days, right? So from there, they're like, oh, well, everybody loved you. It was great. You're a priority candidate for us. We love you. All types of shit. They're basically fucking glazing me. I'm like, word, I got this shit. They're like, only thing is, we're going on break for the holidays early. So a week before most people within media went on break, the whole company went on break.
Only people who hire people are allowed to do that.
Well, clearly the whole fucking company was able to do that. So again, like, and I have friends that work at the company, and they were just basically telling me, hey, like, you should be good. Like, I feel confident about it. And I was like, yeah, I feel confident about it too.
And they asked you.
And they called me back, essentially. So I had to wait the whole holiday season. Pretty much. That's 14 to 20 days of just waiting for this job to come through. We'll hit you up on the week of the 6th, right? I'm like, all right, bet. Week of the 6th comes and goes. The next week, I'm like, all right, what's going on here?
They must have been at the Capitol.
I hit up I hit them up post inauguration. I was like, hey, anything going on? Like, I'm expecting an offer anytime now, right? Cool, right? Nope, no answer. Next week or last week rolls around, no fucking answer again. Another job that I was actually going for, 2 other jobs that I was going for actually hit me back with a decision. In the meantime, before that, I had I would say these companies, I had a interview at Apple. Really nice people. Didn't happen. Didn't work. But they were transparent. They were quick.
Sure.
They were like,
interview process was nice and all that.
Interview process was nice. They were like, it wasn't a good fit. I didn't feel like it was a good fit either because I would have had to be in office 5 days a week. So
Sure.
it wasn't something I really wanted to do. So I wasn't mad about it. I was like, yeah, I knew I wasn't getting this shit because I wasn't putting my best foot forward. I was like, cool. I had another one at Activision Blizzard, which was super cool process. They were really nice. They gave me dates. They were like, I'm gonna hit you back on this week. And when I didn't hear back, I hit them up and say, hey, I was supposed to hear back this week. They immediately hit me back and say, oh, because we're doing this.
Yeah.
And I'll hit you back after that. I hit them up after the break. I said, hey, what's going on with this role? Hey, they're going to go in another direction. We're going to keep you in mind for some other roles. I said, cool, that's what's up. I'm not mad at the transparency. Mm-hmm. I hate the ghosting shit. Yeah. I hate the waiting shit because
it feels like an MLM.
Yeah, like it's like that's agonizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It feels like was I really talking to the person that they said that they were? Is this real? I get the response today after 4 emails, I think, since. And I was like, usually I'm not that persistent, but at this point it's like, just let me fucking know. And anybody that's listening that's going through this as well, they probably feel me on this. The ghosting shit is the craziest part about anything recruitment, employment based right now. Mm-hmm. It is a fucking racket. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, as someone who's trying to find a job, this is everything. It's very hard out here. You know what I mean? It's very tough out here. Like, shit is expensive. People are getting laid off. And I work in the tech industry. People are getting laid off. They're laying off at Meta still because they don't want people with blue hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck. You know how hard this shit is.
Because of fucking ByteDance.
Because of ByteDance. And you know how hard this shit is. You know how tough this is right now. People like they're betting their whole life, their whole livelihoods on this. People need transparency. They need honesty. They need kindness. I get the response today like, oh, well, there were a lot of skilled candidates. What the fuck did shit say? Like, there was a lot of skilled candidates and,
It's like getting like a pre-written rejection after like getting like a huge, seemingly personalized carrot.
Yeah, it's like carrot on a stick. It's like, whoa, like because the thing is the rejection happens like paragraph 4. Mm-hmm. Rejection
okay. I was saying to Justin when I got a look at this email. I'm not somebody who cares about like professionalism really in any way. This was a really unprofessional fucking email.
It was so unprofessional.
And especially because you open it and you're like, you can just tell immediately like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like you just know right away it's not good. And then it's just like, ugh, this is like, shut up.
It was like
why am I hearing all this?
It was like narrative. It was like narrative and conjecture written at the first 2 graphs. And then at the bottom was like, oh yeah, we decided not to take you. And then it was more personal shit afterward. It was like, I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
It was like breaking of kayfabe in like a weird and unhelpful way.
Yes, it was the most unprofessional. And to be clear, like there were a lot of like I've been talking to Pat through this whole process. There was mad unprofessional shit that was going on throughout the whole thing. Yeah. It was just like, even the first time I was interviewing this company was like, you got this. They loved you. You're killing it. Like, it's like, you're not supposed to be telling me any of this shit. Like, you're not supposed to be telling me this because when you say stuff like that, it creates an expectation. And most people, they take that. It's a nugget. It's again, the carrot on the stick. It's like, oh, well, they're giving me enough to nibble on. And then they're going to pull it away. They're Charlie Browning the football for me at the last second.
Yeah, it's a sense of comfort.
Yeah, like I felt comfortable that I was going to be able to do that. And then you pretty much, I could have been looking elsewhere for weeks.
Yep.
Because I was like, I got this in the bag. They've told me I got it in the bag.
I think you were even transparent with them as well to just be like, hey, just I'm interviewing with so-and-so and so-and-so. And they're like, well, may the best company win.
Yeah, they said that shit. They said, we love a challenge. Yeah. I said, okay. Shit, nigga. Yeah. I was like,
shut the fuck up.
I was like, I got this shit. I was literally dusting my shoulders off. I'm like, cool, bet. I never felt like I was more on top of it. At this point, I just need them to just be honest. Just be transparent. Be blunt. Be like, yo, this didn't work because of this. And, obviously, like, I'm disappointed. I'm upset. I'm freaked out. I'm a lot of different emotions. But more than anything, I'm more just like over the shit. Like I'm just like, this is so bullshit. I've been looking for almost a year now. And shit's not getting better. And I think that again, I feel like recruiters are like preying on that sense of, and I don't mean this in a bad way, desperation. Like this isn't a bad time to be desperate. You know what I'm saying? Like
you mean the desperation isn't the bad thing?
Yeah, the desperation isn't the bad thing. You know what I mean? Desperation isn't the bad thing. The fact that they're preying on it is the bad thing. Yeah. Because people need
it's so funny that like someone's job is to give out other jobs and they're like mean about it.
Yeah, like and the thing is like they don't think they're being mean. It's like I personally don't care about like your personal shit. Mm-hmm. Like I just need you to tell me like what happened. You know what I mean? Like what went wrong? It's like you're telling me you it went from priority, we love you, to there was a lot of other people that I'm such. Yeah. Were you saying that to other people? Yeah. Then the craziest part was they said all this stuff about all these candidates, and they ended up hiring internal anyway.
if that's even true, I think they're liars. I don't even know you don't know what to believe.
I know
they handle it so poorly.
Yes, it was so many things that happened in that email. It took me so many places. It low key reminded me of my layoff email from a year ago, and I had the year anniversary of that passed a week ago, and it was like that was so transformative for me to be laid off from a job that I thought was a dream job that I loved, that I honestly would have never left. You know what I mean? Like they would have had to fucking do what they did for me to leave that job. Yeah. But it caused me to grow in so many other different ways. It caused me to be present more in my friends' lives and my wife's life, and just be more present in ways that I couldn't when I was knee deep in a campaign every single week. You know what I mean? And now that I'm at the point where I'm like, hey, I feel like I'm kind of grown. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing what the fuck was going on when I was going through all of this stuff, and it just sucks. You know what I mean? I feel like this shouldn't be hard, but yet we're still in a situation where people have to struggle with this every single day. And I emphasize a lot more with people who are struggling with this and going through it every day. And
I don't think any reasonable person has been like a believer of the like nobody wants to work anymore. I don't want to do any work. I've never wanted to work ever. But I do think people mostly do. I know they don't want getting work to be the most difficult thing in the world, and finding out that they didn't get it after attempting to be like there's no I'll put my Eric hat on for a second here. Like, we have no social safety nets. No. And that is that's a feature, not a bug. Like the fact that you drive down the street and see tent cities because they won't help any homeless people, they're doing that to warn you not to become homeless. Like they're like, oh, the job hunt's dehumanizing. Fuck you, keep doing it, or that's gonna be you. Like that's gonna be other motherfuckers.
You have to constantly debase yourself. I fucking hate having to do what I have to do in order to get an answer back from these people. Yeah. And they can't just answer me back because it's their fucking job. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. Like I've been on Reddit and people are like, well, you got to understand recruiters, like fucking recruiter apologists. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care if the recruiters are at a conference with the landlords and the sales guys. Yes, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck, because the recruiters are still talking to people who have jobs at the end of the day. Like, and you're supposed to be filling these roles, and like when I was at Riot, I worked with recruiters who were very good at their jobs. And I learned a lot more about it on that end, but also the other end. And I'm still not apologizing for any of the shit that's happening to me, because honestly, bros, the jobs that I was applying for were going to be way easier than this whole process is going to be for me. Yeah. Like the jobs itself were going to be so much easier than this. This is a job for me right now to do it. And it's so crazy. And it's like, I usually hate like talking about shit like this, because like my dad called me like out of the blue today, literally before you guys got here, and he was just like, hey, I'm coming to come visit. And I was like, whoa, wait, pump your brakes. And he was like, what's going on? I was like,
I'm glad to hear he's doing okay.
He's been trying to come to visit for like months, and I've just been pushing it back because like I wanted to have a job. I wanted to have all my stuff set. Something because like I don't want my dad to come here and me be like, and again, like, I'm still working. Like, I'm still doing some really cool stuff that's coming out and that I've been working on. But like, I need that stability. I need that consistency.
Yeah, I mean, this summer when I was going through it, my parents were going to be here, and I told them, don't come.
Yeah, like I just want my parents to see me in a better place than I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And that's not to say like my wife isn't working, but it's like, it's for me, what are we gonna do? I'm just gonna sit and watch me order DoorDash and apply to jobs all day and play Balatro? Like, no.
Yeah.
But he was like, what's going on? And you know, like, we had a really good like heart to heart, and I just told him everything. And like, me and my dad are close, but not like super, super close.
Sure.
But like, I was able to just spill everything that was going on. He was like, listen, the fucking trip don't matter. You being okay is what fucking matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that meant a lot. You know, I just to hear that, especially with the day that I've had today. He was like, listen, I'll do anything to make sure that you're good, but like, don't think you're in this alone. So like, I'll say that like, having you guys here, having my fucking wife and all my friends and everybody, like, I don't feel like I'm in this alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It gets like that sometimes, and it gets frustrating. And, you know, I'm somebody that I put a lot on myself. You know what I mean? So like, I don't feel like I'm going through it alone. But
I think you're very literally not going through it. I mean, I don't have a full-time gig. I don't believe Mark has a full-time gig right now.
Months of stress that has been going on through that application process.
yeah.
Eric's about to be. I mean, it's just his gig is finishing.
Yeah.
So is Wesley's. Cyrus hasn't landed a gig out here yet.
Yeah, we're content creators.
Yeah.
Let's just be content creators.
It's fucking.
just go ahead and just own the badge.
Why the fuck not?
That we're gonna be adding 10. Well, not I won't say 10 times. We could probably double the stress being entrepreneurialists or entrepreneurials.
No, honestly, here's the thing, Mark. It's either the stress of, all right, how do we bolster these YouTube numbers, over the stress of, damn, I haven't heard from a recruiter in 60 days. I wonder if I got the job. like it just never happens like that. Like, I honestly feel like, and it goes back around to TikTok. It's like, this is legitimately the reason why these kids are going on these apps and doing it, because this fucking rat race is bullshit.
Yeah.
And they realized and clocked it early, and they said, fuck that. I'm going to just do dances online, and I'm going to buy a fucking Cybertruck.
One of the most stunning videos that I saw that Saturday night when TikTok went down was a woman, I can't remember her name, but she was just like, man, everything just went down. The government just took my app from me. I just bought a new house. Yeah. I just got a new car. I'm like, damn, off TikTok?
Yeah. Yes, it is real in the field with TikTok. That's why I'm like, let's just be content creators. I watch relationship YouTube all the time. Josh has been saying for months, why don't me and Jessica just do it? I'm just like, because we're like, I don't know.
I've talked. I mean, I don't watch relationship YouTube, but I've talked when me and Michaela have a party every summer, and we do this like promo video for it,
which are great.
Every time we make one, I'm like, I feel like we could actually do this like for real.
Yeah.
And then we just,
you could. I don't know what's stopping us.
It's just constant cameras. Like, are you sure you're gonna be comfortable with the constant cameras?
It's constant cameras or constant bullshit. It's
constant recruiters.
It's like, hey, bro, I work in this field. Like, I talk to recruiters all the time. They're like, yeah, we got a job opened up in a couple weeks. I'm like, yep, word, yeah. Well, I'll send you my resume, and I'll talk to you soon. I don't know. No one ever feels. I would say like the best recruiters I ever had was the recruiter I had when I worked at Riot, and the recruiter I had when I just talked to Activision Blizzard, because it felt refreshing to a point where even when I didn't get the job, I felt good to like apply again, because I had been ghosted by them before. And I told her that in my first interview. And I was like, you guys ghosted me before. I was like, are you sure you're going to call me back? I straight up said it in the interview.
Yeah.
I straight up said it. I was like, you guys ghosted me before. Are you guys going to call me back? Because at this point, I don't give a fuck no more. Like, I'm just saying whatever. Whatever.
Can't get fooled again.
Yes. And she was like, when did that happen? What was the guy's name? Like,
that is a classic. That's a classic. Like, it's gonna happen again.
No, but she didn't do it. She didn't do it. To her credit, she didn't do it. She said, what was his name? She was like, oh, okay. Well, he's not even with us anymore. And she was like, let me tell you this right now. This is gonna happen again. She was like, regardless of anything, you're gonna hear back from me on these days. And even if she wasn't forthcoming with it, when I did reach out, she did reach back. Yeah. So like, again, I don't feel bad about applying to places that are transparent and open and honest.
Okay.
Because to me, that's kind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't got nothing for me, just tell me you don't got shit.
It's common courtesy.
Yeah, it's common courtesy. Like, don't fucking leave me. 5 weeks is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5 weeks is nuts, bro. Like that is so much time, including like again a holiday, a New Year. I'm January 2nd, about to have a fresh gig next week. I'm good out here. Then I'm like, oh no, it's not happening that way. Like no,
you wake up on like fourth day and you're like, I don't know how that email is gonna get here.
Yeah, because again, it's agonized. You're going back and forth. Like, well, do I hit them up or do I let them kind of do their thing? It takes a toll on you mentally in a way.
You just want to stop doing it.
Yeah, that. But it's like your mental health will deteriorate doing this shit.
Yep.
It will literally deteriorate, like to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna delete the mail app off my phone because I hate always. Did I get a call back? It's like it's Pavlovian at this point.
There's nothing worse for me than getting an email. I hate it more than anything in the world. Because of when I was a script coordinator, and it was like, oh, if you're getting an email, like you're gonna have about like an hour of the most stressful work possible right now. It's like, oh, now I get it, and I'm like, oh no, like it falls out of my hands.
And when you're working, like you dread these emails. Now you dread them even more because now you're like the email becomes the difference between changing your life or, you know, a way of your life ending.
Yeah,
you know
it goes
what I mean?
from like, oh, am I going to be able to make this movie tonight to like, what am I doing like for the rest of my fucking days?
Exactly. Like you're thinking ahead. You know what I mean? And I hate to like come down and be very dire on this, but I feel like a lot of people need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's people that are going through this right now that need to hear this, and you're not alone. You know, just like I found out today, you guys are not alone. I'm going through the same shit. You know what I mean? I'm going through the same fucking process. Literally hit up Wale about it. He's just like, fuck. I almost said the company's name.
No,
He's just
I would have bleeped it immediately.
Like, fuck them.
It's a short name. Would have been a crazy bleep.
They were like, fuck them. They're bullshit anyway. He literally told me this months ago. He was just like, well, maybe they didn't get you the first time because you would have found out how bullshit their company is. I was like, I'll be damned if he wasn't fucking right.
Yeah.
He was right this whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And he didn't even fucking know it. So like when I told him this again, he was just like, I told you, fuck him, man. So, you know, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna figure this shit out, and it's all a racket, man. It's all a gamble. It's all a gamble.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole thing is, yeah. I mean, it's hard for it to not feel fixed. You know, you hear constantly about how rewarding it is to take risks and stuff, but also it's very hard to do and potentially damaging to your life.
Yep.
I don't know, and it's, you know, big markets, small markets. I mean, it's not necessarily better or worse. I mean, it's, you know, literally is in some places, but I mean, people feel like shit all the time everywhere because of like the thing you need. The thing that our society determines your value through is the career path that you are on, which is crazy and just shows how, like, you know, little interests people have or are even able to have because of that exact construct.
Exactly.
You know, it's the same thing. It's, you know, why you can only get so worked up about people's lack of political awareness for, you know, about some things, because it's like, oh, people are just trying to, you know, get on the bus and get home at the end of the day. They don't have time to learn about all this shit. And, you know, it's very, you and I talk about this a lot, but it's very isolating, and especially like anything, you know, because of like all this tech shit, like it's not, profit isn't enough. It has to be growth. Right. And any invention that comes out, like, is really just like a worse version of something that already exists. Like somebody the other day, when I was at work, Shazammed a song, and I was like, isn't it amazing? Like, I looked at it and I was like, well, Shazam's kind of the only good app.
Yeah, that has never. Like, and Shazam doesn't have like a ghetto version or like a side version.
Yeah, it's like, just like you and like, oh, what song is this? I'd love to hit a button and know what song this is. Yeah. Boom, you can. Yeah. Like Uber, like, sure, while it was like in its heyday, it was much better, but like ultimately it's just a better, more convenient version of like taking a taxi.
Yeah.
Like when the pandemic started and well, god damn it, what was it? Clubhouse got popular. I was like, oh, man. So
people got jobs off Clubhouse.
They invented an app for getting on a conference call. Like the thing everyone hates at every job. They invented a cool app for, like, this crazy.
Bro, they were paying creators on Clubhouse. And I would say, like, Clubhouse is like a cool little, like, again, it was TikTok and Clubhouse around the same time, right? It was like they were both kind of emerging as the next it app. at the time.
Well, then like Twitter Hangouts kind of like stole the Clubhouse.
Well, they steal everything.
Thing.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, Twitter
And it
steals
just like made it
everything.
worse.
Yeah, they
obviously.
made it worse, and then Twitter, you know, they did away with that. It's like, again, they fold, like these companies are folding on each other until there's really nothing left.
Yeah,
like
and-
consolidation has happened, and we have nothing left.
Yeah, and so like this, like the growth just leads to like, okay, so instead of you know, going from like, you know, there's no public transportation that's like, you know, easy to use, or here's like the way that like, oh, society just functions with, you know, outside of New York and Chicago, really, like, you know, a ton of public transpo. And so then we move into cars, so you don't see people as much. And then you eventually get to the point of like calling Ubers. So like you're really just like, you know, you don't have a car, you don't really know anything about cars. You just have a driver. That eventually turns into, you don't go to the grocery store, you don't go to the pharmacy. And so like you don't know your pharmacist, you don't know the people at the grocery store, you don't know the other people who shop at the grocery store. You don't, you know, it's the and not only that, but like the person getting the stuff for you doesn't know any of those people. You probably don't ever see that person, and they sit by themselves in their car all day.
Yeah.
So like almost every mark of progress that we have, even self-checkout,
it's isolated.
is designed to make you alone.
Job
It's
market,
crazy.
Job market, isolating.
Yeah.
Who else do you feel like you feel embarrassed to go through it?
Yeah,
you know
of
what I'm
course.
saying? It
Yeah.
feels isolating to go through it in that sense. When really, realistically, we're all going through it.
Yeah.
you don't even notice it until you say it. Like literally, you just said it just now. We're all going through this shit right now. You know what I mean? It's like it is just the way of the world right now, and that's the shit that sucks the most about all of this is that like. This is what we have to face no matter what age you are right now. We're all facing it in the same way. But we're all facing it together. So that makes it good.
We can read. Kids now can't even read.
Bro, they don't have to read. They have Chat GPT. I've Chat GPT so many cover letters in the last 6 months.
Oh,
It's the
man.
best. I told Chat GPT, this is the job. This is the things. Make me a resume, nigga.
I actually dropped the dub. ChatGPT actually got me this week. I dropped the dub on the, you know how you do enough throughout the day, you give it like 2 hours, and they're like, all right, nigga, you had enough. Wait 4 hours until like until we start doing some more.
Yeah.
And you could continue using it where you're gonna get the much cheaper version of ChatGPT. The words might not hit as well.
Yeah.
Drop that dub. Whoo, my cover letters were good this week.
Bro.
Hell, you know you need to do. You need to hit OpenSeek, hit the Marshawn Lynch, write that for me, ninja.
Okay. Backstory to that. There is a movie called Love Hurts that's coming out next month, and Marshawn Lynch is in it. And me and Pat, the last movie was, I think it was Nosferatu. We went to go see Nosferatu. Or was it Nosferatu?
No, they wouldn't have shown the. Well, yeah, they would have.
They show anything during these fucking-
no,
was it?
it was. Well, it wasn't the monkey.
We saw something before that.
Oh, it was a Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves 2. Marshawn Lynch is in this movie, right?
Okay.
In the trailer, you know what
In
trailer
Love
is?
Hurts.
In Love Hurts. Not Nosferatu. But
I was like, Marshawn Lynch is Nosferatu?
in the trailer, you know trailers have different line reads. So like there'll be a little bit more for like a red band trailer, it'll be a little bit more graphic, and then for a green band trailer, it'll be a little bit more toned down. So he says something like, somebody, that ninja, no, like somebody get that ninja or some shit like that. And I was just like, I looked at Pat and I was just like, you know, it's actually more racist that he says ninja instead of saying nigga. Because I'm pretty sure in the movie he says nigga.
Yeah.
But he says ninja, and then I'm just like, that's actually more racist that he says ninja.
He's not a
nigga.
He's not a Japanese performer either.
Isn't he Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm like this extremely racist then.
Yeah.
For him to do that. So like that's where that came
Yeah.
from.
Crowd loved it.
Crowd popped for that in the theater.
It's way more racist at that point for you to do that. But I mean, you know, that's my experiences right now. This is actually like a day where I'm fired up. So it's actually good that this happened today. I wouldn't have been as fired up last week. I would have been kind of like even killed last week.
Yeah.
I'm fired up today, but that's everything going on. We actually have a lot of shit happening in the next couple of weeks. Cyrus will be here, so he's going to be added to our hosts,
local roster.
to the local roster for Don't Steal This podcast. The whole cipher is complete. We don't got jobs, so we're all gonna be doing is recording this shit with you motherfuckers.
You're
every
gonna
single
walk
day.
into the garage. She's just gonna be in here.
Yeah, just literally.
This time you're recording.
I might not even be on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Close that.
So essentially, we got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. Shout out to Cyrus for making that move, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I hope he hears this before he gets here. I'm so excited. Eric isn't here, but I know for a fact he's excited as fuck.
He's excited for Psy.
Yeah, for Psy.
We got to get Eric in here so we can do our HBO rankings.
Yeah.
The series rankings.
Please.
My wife started watching 6 Feet Under again.
Have you seen the whole thing?
I've seen the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
Of 6 Feet Under.
I would say the not to be one of these guys, but the earlier the show's better earlier.
Yeah.
In the show, phenomenal ending.
I had a crush on the daughter.
Oh yeah.
She was.
Oh yeah.
Had a crush on.
Oh,
her.
yeah.
We had a conversation. Well, let me go back in this.
I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck this
We
is.
had a conversation a couple of days ago about Melissa Barrera. All right.
Oh my God, what's happening?
I think she's one of the best ones out.
Justin pitched a what was it? It was a Wild Things remake.
Yes, Melissa Barrera
and somebody else.
Hold on, I got it. Mark, you've never seen Wild Things. I'll send you the trailer today.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Melissa Barrera and Mikey Madison.
Oh, that would be cool. Your follow up was who says no, and I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know. Are we just kind of asking like, hey, this random guy, do you want that? No, I know. I feel like no. Probably most people wouldn't say no. Who says this is how movies get made, like a committee of like who's anybody saying no? No, we're good. All right, let's do this fucking thing.
Timothée Chalamet, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Who says no? No? So Wild Things is like a 1998
I think it's earlier. It's got to be earlier.
No, because it's after Scream. It's like 98. Trust me, I watched.
Okay, no, that's fair.
That
I feel like Dylan is so much younger than 98.
Hold
though.
on, Wild Things. This would be about
Wild Things is the sequel.
98. I told you, boy.
Okay, yeah.
98. It's after Scream.
Okay.
It had Nev Campbell and Denise Richards.
Nev Campbell, that's a throwback name.
And there was a threesome scene in the movie.
Okay.
And it was like the talk of the MTV Movie Awards. It won like hella awards. It won like Best Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to see this movie. It's like, it looked real. It looked like they was really doing it.
Okay.
So as a kid, I'm like,
Best Kiss had
let's
some
redo it in
heaters,
2025.
honestly.
Huh?
Let's redo it in 2025.
2025, Mikey Madison, Melissa Barrera, who says no?
If you showed Wild Things to a Gen Z, they would try to start a new political party.
They'd be like, ew, so much sex in this movie. Like, what? This was what it was all about back in the day.
Oh yeah, late 90s, everything was sex.
Of course, like 98, 99, come on, man. Wild Things, Melissa Barrera, Mikey Madison. I'm there first day.
I mean, so many of the, like, I mean, we were really at a point of like, because DVDs came out like when we were like
99 DVDs. The
like
Matrix
DVDs
DVD.
basically came out like when American Pie came out, more or less.
Was American Pie not the movie that you had to fucking see as a kid, and like your mom wanted that you see
saw it. I probably saw it a couple years later than you.
I saw.
I
saw it way later.
I
probably saw it for the first time maybe like 5 years ago.
Bootleg me, bro. We had it on bootleg. I went over to my friend's house. We watched American Pie, and I was just like, all right, bet. The pie scene, whatever. The scene was Svetlana, the foreign exchange chick, when she was just in the room.
Yep.
And she was doing her thing. I was like, bro, it changed my brain chemistry, bro.
I mean,
this is why most millennials are the way that we are, because we had that type of shit back in the day.
You know what's crazy? I was never really. I didn't watch American Pie until way later, but I was a big Not Another Teen Movie guy as a kid.
Yeah, that was up. That was the girl that was naked all the time.
Not Another Teen Movie has one of my favorite gags ever.
Yeah.
Which is this is so stupid. Like they're like walking to school for the day, and he walks past all the jocks, and they're all wearing varsity jackets, and their chest letters spell out jocks on the varsity jackets. And oh my God, is it a good one? I love that shit.
The girl who's always naked, the exchange student who's always naked in that movie, she was the yellow Power Ranger.
Really?
Power Rangers Wild Force. Yes.
Wow.
Really?
Or no, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Yes.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That's the type of thing I would have loved to know at the time.
So I rewatched Lost Galaxy because, full disclosure, my Discord, we have a rewatch gang for Power Rangers right now. And I rewatched it and I was just like, oh yeah, that is her.
That's
movie.
crazy.
I was like, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So that's what I'm doing unemployed is I have a Power Ranger rewatch team. But yes, Don't Steal This Podcast. We're going to be back at you very soon. Very soon. I think Cyrus will be in the next episode. Me, Cyrus, Mark, Pat, Eric are going to come back when Eric's able to.
I'm be showing up like
You can show up in the next one with Cyrus.
not like Kramer, not at least that one way, but
Not-
God damn it. We have Throw Blacks on the way.
We got Throw Blacks on the way.
The tour.
We're doing Rich Gang the Tour shit. We actually should probably do that this weekend or something because I was sick last week.
Yeah, we can do before the Rumble. Rumble starts at what, 3? Yeah, it starts at 3.
I want to go like get food and shit. No, let's not do that. Let's not do a day of the Rumble.
All right, let's do it. Well, we can do it.
I want to actually
I'll
have
be here
like a
late that day
positive.
also.
I want to have like a really positive day
Saturday
this week
for Rumble?
Yeah, because
I mean, it's gonna be a huge Rumble.
This week is shit.
Yeah.
I want to just look forward to Saturday.
Yeah.
And living it up with my boys. All my boys are going to be here. I'm really excited about it. We got Don't Steal This Podcast. I'm excited about this, and you guys are as well. And we got a lot of really cool shit coming down the pipeline. I want to thank Pat. Well, this is going to be the first and last time I thank you for being on the show. We're just going to do the show.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be like you can be Raekwon and I'll be Ghostface.
Yes.
There we go.
And you know, I'm not thanking you ever again for the
That's
show.
okay.
So thanks, Pafifi, for being on the show today. Mark in the control. I want you to be right there because it's odd looking at you on camera over here.
In front? I mean,
Yeah, because it's just like we're looking at you.
Yeah, I mean that's true. It would be the jokes would probably be 10 times crazier if I was actually sitting in front because you see my reaction immediately.
100%. Because I'm missing your reactions now, and usually reactions let me know whether I should keep going or not.
You can see it in my face.
Yes, that's usually what I know. But we'll be right back with you guys with Throwblacks, new episode of Don't Steal This Podcast. 2 new episodes of Don't Steal This Podcast, and we're back again next month with more in February. So let us know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to hear us talk about.
Weekly Cadence Boys, we back.
You want to hear us fucking get personal? I can get even more personal with you motherfuckers. I got way more stuff going on that I want to talk about even more than that. So for Pafifi and MC, I'm J5. I gotta get my voice back. I'll be completely healed next time that we talk. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. See you guys later. Peace.
Peace.